Welcome to Blue Talks.
Thank you for inviting me to Simon Fraser University. What if I tell you the key to your outstanding success doesn't lie on your ability to work on your weaknesses, but rather on amplifying your strength, which you already possess? A few weeks ago, I was using Writing.io, an AI platform, to do a research. I was looking for content on the internet related to weakness and strength content. What would be your guess of the percentage of strength type content versus weakness type content? Anyone wants to guess? Based on the research analysis, there's a significant imbalance between strength-based and weakness-based content. In fact, weakness-based content is roughly around 70 to 80% of the content, versus strength-based content is roughly around 20 to 30%. The significant imbalance of weakness versus strength-based content seems to incline that society has a tendency to focus on weakness rather than strength. Furthermore, there seems to be a cultural inclination toward focusing on what's not working or maybe broken rather than nurturing your strength. Let me give you two examples of my life experience that demonstrate the weakness focus. Growing up, I struggled with language classes. I took English and Tagalog. And for all I remember, the best grade I could get is between 75 to 80. And my parents were extremely disappointed. They had me work on improving those grades. Over the course of my elementary to high school, I did the best I could. And as far as I could remember, my average went up by maybe a point. For all the effort that I put in, I felt like nothing much came out of it, but I kept doing it. And I'm trying to reflect on the situation, and maybe because I want the validation of my parents that I did work hard on it. The second example is during my work. In 2007, I was asked to take over a failed project. This particular project has one manager that managed it for a month and a half and quit and left the team, and then another manager came in for a month and left again. And I was asked to step in to help the team and work with the business to deliver the project. I know it's a very huge effort and I was really worried about it, but I thought about the team themselves. How could I help the team be able to deliver by working with the business partner? And the business were really upset, they're very demanding. They were saying that we were behind by 3.5 months now, we haven't delivered anything. But what I did over the next few weeks was spend time with the team, my team, to understand what are the reasons why we have problems and we're falling behind. At the same token, I work with the business partner to understand what is it can we build over the next few months in order to meet your business needs. And during one of my meeting with my team, one of the things we talk about is, what do we want to focus on? Because I could see they're really angry and upset, and a lot of them are just venting. They're venting. And I say it's okay to vent, but at some point, we need to make a decision. What do we do about it, and how do we get from point A to point B? And one of the things we talk about is, do we want to focus on what we can't control, which is two managers leaving us and you're left behind, and your business partner being extremely upset? Or do you want to focus on what we could control? In the end, we all agreed that we want to focus on what we control. What we did over the next few weeks was focus on key features that we could deliver. And by doing that, the business started gaining confidence in us. And before you know it, 4.5 months later, we delivered the feature that they asked for. It was considered a success in spite of failing at first, but considered a success. The next week, the business called a meeting, and we were excited. We thought we were going to celebrate. Everyone was excited. We went to the conference room. We sat down. We thought there's going to be like food and things, and there's nothing. So we sat down, and the business partner said, let's talk about things that didn't go well in this project. And I was like, whoa, what does that mean? I know there are things that didn't go well, but we delivered. And he proceeded to say, I really want to make sure we don't repeat the same mistake. And over the next 15 minutes, he just kept on repeating things and listing items on the wall. And I could see my team becoming really upset. After overcoming a significant challenge, we delivered. And now here we are. All we talk about is what could we do right. So I chime in. I said to my business partner, can we also talk about the things that went well? And he said, sure, yeah, you could put it on the board. But that's not as important as the mistake you made. After the meeting, we walked out and everyone was really upset. And I had to have a meeting with the team that said, it's okay, we need to figure out because there's a problem that happened in the start. We just need to figure out. But that gives you the perspective that in the society, we tend to focus on what's not working. And that seemed to be something that I heard, not just because I experienced it, other managers, other people that I mentor in other organizations, they all experience the same thing. It's become a theme. As I reflect on the effort that I did to work on my weaknesses, I then realized that I missed opportunity to amplify my strength. I spend my will on working something that I'm not really good at, twice as hard, 3 times as hard. Yet, I could spend that effort and improve my strength. And when I started working on it, not only do I feel better working on my strength, I also saw significant improvement. And right there, I realized that I need to pivot. Here's the game-changing truth. Top performer, top business person, successful people, they don't spend their life working on their weaknesses. Let me take, for example, Serena Williams, a very successful tennis player. Between 1999 to 2007, she won 8 single Grand Slam. Around 2006 and 2007, she started incorporating strength training into her program and noticed improvement. She stuck with that and used that as part of her routine. And the next decade, she won 15 more. That's how I realized when you work on your strength, you could skyrocket to the next level. Numbers don't lie. Gallup report, State of the Workplace, report 2020 to 2023, it says 2 things. People who work on their strength are 6 times more engaged in doing their work. And you know what? That contributes to better productivity. And then, team that works on their strength are 12.5% more effective in doing their work and suffer 40% less turnover. That's good for business. However, team that works on their weaknesses saw marginal improvement and suffered significant burnout. And the truth is, as we focus on working our strength, not only do we feel good, we actually gain momentum. So I want you to reflect on the things that you're working on right now. What is it that you could do to springboard yourself to the next level? And as I look back, I said to myself, I really want to focus on amplifying my strength. And I also want to be the person that goes out and talking about amplifying your strength. It's not to say that we're not going to work on our weaknesses. We do. We still have to, because those could hold us back. But put some effort on your strength and then amplify your weaknesses. There'll be a lot of people in the society that are weakness-focused and spinning their wheel. But then you could be the person that skyrocket your career to the next level. Just imagine the promotion that you've been looking for, the business success that you've been wanting. It's waiting around the corner. The question is, are you going to show up as the patch-up version of yourself, or are you going to show up the super version of yourself, the one that works on all the things that you're really good at? But it's going to be around the corner for you to achieve it. Here's my challenge to you. You have an opportunity to achieve what you're capable of. But if you don't work on your strength, you're not going to get there. So I'm going to share 3 things that you could work on to improve your strength. Number 1, I call it strength through storytelling. You could gather a group of friends and you could tell them a story of a situation in the past that you overcome a challenge. And then after you tell them the story, you ask them to describe your different strength in that story. And why that's good for you, because it helps you focus on the strength that you have as you tell people the story, and for them to be able to tell you back that those are indeed the strength that you exhibit. Let me take an example. When I was young, like I said, I struggled with the language class, but I purposely still continued to work on it. And even though I have marginal improvement, I was able to demonstrate to my parents that I'm committed to what they want me to do. And even though my language class didn't really gain me significant advantage, I was able to show other people that I'm always doing my best. So in that story, if I tell you, what are the strengths that you notice? You notice the commitment. You notice the behavior of not giving up and pushing through in spite of challenges. Second example that you could do to improve your strength. The second one is amplifying your strength. And how do you do that? One of my strengths, as I developed over the course of my career, is listening. How do I amplify that? From now on, I want to focus on active listening, especially in conflict situation. And to me, that's very important. So you find one strength that you have, and you think about how you would improve it and work on it. And the third one is the most powerful one that I could think of. Strength through gratitude. Think of a person that made an impact in your life. One person. Maybe you were struggling, you were down, things are not going well, the person came and helped you. Think of that one person. As you think of that one person, write that person a letter. But focus on the strength of the person when they were helping you. Describe a specific strength. Like they supported, they believe in you. They gave you courage. And write that letter. When you're done, I want you to do one of 3 things. Number 1, if you could meet the person in person, meet the person and read them the letter. Read them. Number 1, you're showing gratitude, which is super powerful. The second thing is, you also see them, seeing your appreciation. If you couldn't meet the person in person, sometimes that's not possible. The second thing you could do is call the person. Cell phone, call the person, and read them the letter and see how they react to you. The one important thing there is you're recognizing the strength and you're thanking them. But that's not possible. You could email your letter or mail the letter. Those 3 things, I think, are ways that I believe help you amplify your strength. So let me summarize it. Number 1, you talk about strength through storytelling, helping you think about how those strengths are important and how you can amplify them. Number 2, amplifying your strength, how you improve your strength, finding new ways to make it better. And number 3, strength through gratitude is very important. Here's my challenge for you tomorrow. Do not think about your weaknesses. Do not think about what you want to improve on, but think about something that you're really good at, that you want to work on. And I wanted you to do 3 things when you wake up tomorrow. Write 3 of your strengths. Write them down. What are the 3 strengths you have? And then, over the next 30 days, work on reading about it, learning about it, and practicing it. Because those are the opportunity for you to enhance and skyrocket your career to the next level. Remember, your weakness would always be your weakness no matter what you do. You might improve, but they're always going to be your weakness. But your strength could be your superpower. They could be your ticket to where you want to be. Remember I talked to you about imagining your dream of your promotion and career breakthrough? If you amplify your strength, you're definitely going to achieve that. It's really important to realize that. Your strength is your DNA. Your strength is what you're really good at. In fact, your strength is how people get to know about you. More importantly, your strength is your legacy. Your weakness is always going to be there. But if your strength is far more amplified, people notice the strength than the weakness. The question is, do you want to show up as the patch-up version, the one that blends with everyone, the one that just be around everyone, or you want to be the unstoppable, skyrocketing your career to the next level? Ultimately, you have a choice to live the life you want and achieve your full potential. The question is, are you going to stop fixing and start flying? Thank you.